Hi all. Right, just before the next Allied Impulse, a couple of things I was kind of regretting. Although one of them I've noticed I've maybe got a plan. I think the first one, well, the one I'm thinking about was using the 47th card for that artillery. I kind of feel like this is a bit vulnerable, this area, this armoured unit here. I don't know if I've mentioned it already. I might have mentioned this. You know what? I'm looking back over other videos. I, I made a little bit of a mistake. Almost started another video on a what was it? On a German impulse when it should have been an Allied impulse. I'm getting myself all mixed up. Different cuts of videos and that. It's I used to when playing the game. Without recording it, I would mark the sequence of play where I was at with it. But I feel like there's no need to do that because I've got all the videos. But there's so many videos gathering up at times that anyway. So yeah, using the 47th. This is a bit of a gap. This is an infantry unit. I could have got this guy across into here. And I was thinking that might have been a decent idea. And okay, maybe no much else. The other guys could have come back a heck. So I mean, it's maybe only this guy I'm thinking. And I've just looked at. I might have grumped about the fact that I had these two cards again. If I've mentioned this before, apologies, but I don't think I have. I kind of grumbled about the fact of having these two and thinking they weren't much good to me. But there's 3 reserve units, and the reserve units box of them. And then I started thinking, I thought, well, that's good, I can get them out. But then I started thinking, could I actually deploy them? And I think now that because we've moved this unit into here, because when you deploy units, they need to be able to trace supply from where you deploy them. So I think we're getting that guy. That was the only issue we had with supply, and I don't think nothing's changed. I mean, we've got this town empty, which is still a bit of a concern, but however, what my thinking is, there's nothing to stop me, I don't think, from deploying them units. As long as they're 3 away from an allied unit, they're within 3 of one unit in their core, they could actually deploy in there, I think. So that could be quite good, and it'll make me feel better about not keeping that 47 card back. I mean, the plus side to the 47 card was an extra card I was using, and I think I want to get through the deck quick because I want to get back to supply, and then we can consider maybe making an attack or two, or being a bit more aggressive anyway. But not while we're out of supply. The other thing was I removed the armoured unit from here. I had to take a hit on either the infantry or the armoured unit, and I removed the armoured unit, and I was thinking afterwards that probably wasn't the right call, because if they attack again, the odds are going to be overwhelming anyway. So the armoured unit only had 1 strength, where the infantry unit's got 2 strength. I'm not awful sure that's going to make a heck of a difference, whereas having armour in the battle might have benefited me slightly. So I feel like that was a bit of a mistake, but that's kind of done now. We can't go back doing about that. That's our choice. Okay, I just wanted to mention the 2. We'll see. We'll see if they go and bite me in the bum later on, maybe. Right, okay, let's bash on an allied impulse then. Yeah, that is where we're at, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's probably bad news. I didn't want to see that, because after just talking about trying to block this little bit in here, I'm not so sure this guy will move up here yet, because mind you, the guys are out of supply, aren't they? He's maybe not going to be in dangerous round, because all the mechanised units can only move 1. Okay, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here anyway, Grant. So the special is not applicable, it's on the 18th, so deploy all core reserves. So no reserve units in the reserve units box. Sign replacement points. think so. But I made the mistake of not checking units before, and I think it was the British Corps. And I'll just have a quick look. Actually, before we have a quick look, Grant, you've got to check for out of contact, haven't you? Out of contact redeployment. Come on now. Yeah, and they possibly could. I was thinking maybe not, because this is their deployment. They've only got a small deployment area down south of that line. But we've got the units in R1 now, so it's possible. So let's see if there's anything out of contact then. Hang on. Okay, we do have a couple units out of contact. These two up here are not. This guy can move, even though he can move 1 hex. Need to be in communication and no German unit proximate. Yeah. I thought this one was maybe out of contact because he can only move 1 because he's out of contact, but this infantry unit can move its full 3, so he's proximate to him. Let me double check I've got that right again. Out of supply. If mechanised, may only move 1 hex. So, yeah. There's nothing to say that infantry can still move their full movement. I suppose they're. This guy's obviously, he's adjacent to a German unit, so he's not out of contact, but he is. There's no German unit can be proximate to him, and he's in allied communication, and same with that guy. That's all the 12 core units I can see. So they 2 units are out of contact, so we would consider this one first. Now, the other condition is the removal of the unit would not create a gap in the allied line. So remember, our line is still. I wonder if we should maybe just have a double check in case it might. I don't think so. I think it's still up where it was. Yeah, I don't think actually we need to check this part because there's no gap hexes at all tracing this way. Now this was a wee area here, mind, when we moved that unit, but it's an allied town, so there's no gap hexes there at all. And right round here, now whether it drops down or goes across, I don't know, but there's still no gaps. And then round here, once we get to here, it doesn't matter, because if I'm going to trace up here and there's no gaps, then we look at westernmost, and that's going to be westernmost. I think the only area that's still probably a gap is here, isn't it? Between these 2 units. So again, tracing that way would still have that gap, or tracing that way would still have that 1 hex gap in there. So I think it's westernmost line, which means that we don't need to worry about these 2 units moving. So they can move. So if they can be redeployed with method A, then they will do so. Now we're looking at the O selector number first, the cavalry unit. So I'll have a wee look. There's a wee bit more on the map for you to see. Remember, they've got to be deployed south of this line. And have all the other conditions for reserve deployment. There's all the green cubes. I marked the dark green ones because they're within 3 of a unit in the same. Sorry, these 2 are within 3 of a unit in the same core. So we want to do them if we can. Just depends if they're surroundable or not. I get the feeling this one definitely isn't. And you know what? This has got a 3 hold value and this has got a 2. So pretty sure. I don't think that one's surroundable because this guy can only move 1 hex. Oh no, he can't. He's okay, isn't he? Okay, my bad. Sorry. 1, 2 out of zone of control. 3, 4. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get around the back to. Oh yeah, but we've got this guy, haven't we? 1, 2. So he could get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so we can have a unit there and a unit there. We can't get zone of control in this hex, is what matters, I think. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the hex. These two along here were, I think one of them's surroundable. I'll just put them down. I'll leave the other two just now. So I think this cavalry unit's going to redeploy to here. So let me double check. Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to happen. So I'm going to say, am I quite glad? I don't think they were going to assign replacement points, so I think they were going to activate. So would I prefer them to redeploy? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Maybe not. They're closing more in on R1, aren't they? So the cavalry unit moves to here. This unit, of that 5th Division unit, still out of contact then. So now when this unit moves to here, these suddenly become within 3. So these are more, or that one's within 3, 1, 2, the other one is not, right enough. So they're probably the ones that we'd want to go for. Oh, but I can't, this one's better to be surroundable, isn't it? 4, oh no, it was this infantry. This infantry can go 1, 2, 3, and then he would be surrounded. So that's not any good. I think this hex is possible though, I think. No, it's not. You can go 1, 2, 3, and you can go there, so that's surroundable as well. So I don't think there's going to be any within 3 of the core that a German unit is proximate to. And this is surroundable. Right, I think this hex is possible. I did have this one marked first as well, but this is surroundable, not by this because he's bracketed, but this can, sorry, no, there's an infantry under there. He can go 1, 2 breaking away and 3 into there, and then that surrounds that guy because it's zone of control here and here. But this hex, the infantry can break out again and go into here, but they can't come straight through here because there's zone of control, so I think he's got an out here that we can't zone of control this hex. So yeah, I'm not sure I like them. Well, it's just the one oops, it is, I'm showing it on the floor. It's the one unit. But I think that's going to redeploy to there as an out of contact unit. Okay, something feels no 100% right about that, but yeah. Well, it's always the case with moving reserves. I think when they're out of contact as well, it just feels weirder. Okay, that's what I think's right. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll look back in the video and say, "Oh, right. Well, the good thing is that's all they're doing. That's them had their impulse. So it's back to Germans." Yeah, it's gonna be tough getting through the rest of these cards. I've got a full 6 cards at the moment, obviously, and there's 3 still in the draw pile, and yeah, it's maybe like I was thinking, or did I say before, about maybe the idea is to make some sort of not great attacks, but just burn some cards on it, just to yeah. Well, I've not. I mean, the 85th could maybe. I don't know. I was thinking about pushing them up though, wasn't I? Just wonder if they could. I've not got the card for them yet. Right, let's no go away on one again, Grant, because I decided I'm going to do this. So I talked about that. So I'm going to use I think I'm going to use that one. The primary card's got a reinforced battle combat tactic, whereas infantry infiltration isn't as good, I don't think. And everything else both cards can do. So Yeah, so I'm going to deploy all core reserves. So we've got, now are they all, no they're, oh yeah they are. So they're all from the same division anyway, so I've got to place them all in the same hex. They can all stack in the same hex, so I'm going to place them all in the same hex. That's a pie. Nah. Mind you, this was a hex I was thinking, these two hexes here. Now this one would be fine, and I think legally I can place them here. I'm just going to double check again. I mean, you know, if I could have got one here, it'd be good. But that's only 2 away, so I couldn't put them all there either. So, but I think having them there, then this hex is going to be surroundable, which is good. So if this unit was to say, oh, let's fill this wee gap, then no, it won't, because it's surroundable, you know. So, okay. Right, let's just double check the German reserve placement rules. Yeah, so 3 away from a allied unit or allied town, and within 3 of a unit in the same corps. I mean, these are the first of this division. So I'm right. I was looking for extra things before, but I'm pretty sure the divisions are only made up of. Oh no, there are some with 4. There are some that allied that I've got 4. That's 560th. I think that's armoured along there as well. So yeah, I can't see anything else. There's the 560th in the eliminated box, but so yeah, I think it's a fresh division. So I can't place them within 3 of a division. Is what I'm saying. So they need to go within 3 of a corps. So let's just. Now, where would you put them, Grant? That hex or that? I've got a choice, haven't I? Right, so I need to think about it. So, and then the big one is supply. Is this a supply road? Well, let's just double check. Yeah. I don't think there's. I mean, there's nothing to say if it's out. If the unit's out of supply, you can't trace through it. Pretty sure that's not the case. Oh, could it be? Maybe it could. Hang on. No, we're okay. I was thinking, oh no, don't tell me I can't trace through out of supply units. But no, it just says you can trace through a hex in an enemy zone of control only if occupied by a friendly unit. So as long as it's a friendly unit. So yeah, we're good coming through here, down through here. Now that town, well, it's still ours. There's no issues with that bridge. There's no way that bridge has changed hands. Don't come and tell me that, Martin, for goodness sake. So down into R1 and then up, and then this was our problem hex, but at the moment we've satisfied that. Up into there, cross this bridge, or even we can go in that way as well, and then up and round and out. Right, good. So we do have the supply head at the moment, but I'm not going to get too carried away with that, because the day's got a few more cards to get through, and well, we've seen what happened the last time. So yeah, what hex? It's either one of the 2, I think. I don't think there's any other better place to put them. I mean, the other thing is I've got the primary core card as well, so I could shimmy them about if I wanted to on another impulse, or on the next impulse if I wanted to activate the whole core. Maybe move a couple of the guys back. Well, I think it's safer to be further down, so we'll go for that hex there. So I'm going to deploy them there. Well, I hope I'm not putting some more units in that are going to be out of Nah, you know what? If the break, well, they're all going to be isolated. If I can't get them in supply next turn, we go for out of supply to isolated, and I'm pretty sure that's horrible. I'm pretty sure. I'm not even going to look at it. That's not going to happen. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I'm going to do that. Wrong side, over there. Right, so I'll show you my new card, because I'm getting one new card. Fortunately, there's three still to come. Okay, there's the 85th then. So I'm quite glad I got that now, because that might be what I do next. I'm just wondering about looking at the possibility of an attack. Of course, I've got the second SS as well. They could... I think I'd like to use 2 cards next turn if I really can. So that... just had a worry there of them drawing a no command card. That's the downside to keeping hold of, because I've got the Army Group B card in my hand, and whereas they had an out of supply unit to take a marker off, now they don't, so they'll move into the strafing runs with that. With the what was it, the air power? No, there's nothing I can do about that now, but I need to maybe think about that, because I don't think we've seen a no command card yet this day. Strafing runs, so strafing runs, that's bye-bye Army Group card. Okay. Right, okay, might have a wee pause there just to split the video, guys, but I think I'm still good for another wee shot, so... But if not, I'll be back soon. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, Allied Impulse time. I've not been away long, and I'm annoyed with bringing up that whole no command thing, because I'm terrified now to look at it. Right, here we go. Oh, phew. Right, yeah, that is a worry, especially if they draw it the first card, because you end up getting the card and that no command thing. That's horrible. Right, 5th Corps then. So there's no special. Sorry, specials on the 16th. Deploy all Corps reserves. I don't even think, because the 5th Corps are worse than the 7th Corps regarding if it was to try and redeploy an out of contact unit. Yeah, there's nothing. They've got the 2 armoured units there, they've got the units up there, but they're not going to redeploy as out of contact units anyway. So, sign 3 replacement points. I have a feeling we repaired them quite recently, didn't we? I'll have a look. I get the feeling that they're maybe going to activate though. So I'll check for if there's any damage units first. No, they're all at full strength. There's a 1st Division there, 1st Division here, 2 9th Divisions, yeah, 9th Division infantry units there, and then the 2 armoured units, 5th Armour units there. Now, we can't do our usual here, so we're going to try and activate them. We can't do our usual because they've all got IPs and this one can't take an IP. So, it's the first time I've ever had to look for other conditions to activate them, so hang on a sec. Yeah, but I think there's 2, I'm pretty sure there's 2 conditions that'll activate, well, maybe not. I think these are out of contact, aren't they? Because they've got 8 strength. So that's one of the conditions to activate them. Where are we? Oh, I'm lost. I'm looking at the wrong bit. Right. Is that now communication not surrounding? It's the lowest number. Yeah, 8 strength points. So they've not got 5 stats, but they've got 8 strength, so they're out of contact. The other condition that would probably do it is you're looking for a simple 2-to-1 strength advantage against approximate German unit stack, including strengths of other allied units proximate to the target. And it just says allied units, so simple 2-to-1. I think a simple 2-to-1 just means whatever the strength that they've got, you don't consider situational. So there's 6 strength there against 3 there, so oh no, sorry, that's an allied unit. Right, that doesn't work. But can't we just go with the fact this guy's out of contact, Grant? Why are you looking for other things? Don't know, just in case I've got that wrong. Well, this unit's got a simple 3 strength. He's got 3, and he's got 3, and he's got 3. So that's 9 strength. What it means is that, like, if there's certain cards that if this unit will attack, then these guys might join in the battle. So that's why you're including them in the 2-to-1 simple strength thing. Okay, they're going to activate, right? Let's leave it at that. So I'm going to draw 3 allied action cards, and this is where Monty tidies the lines would have came into it. So we're looking for cards that are, what was it, 0 to 10? Oh, we'd only got 1 there. We'd only missed out 1. So, oh, they're all rather dull, aren't they? They're dated 27th, 28th, we're on the 25th, so they're still applicable. So I've got 2, 20 and 21, so fill the gap, withdraw under fire, pull back. These are the cards that 7th Armour unit wanted before we managed to get rid of them, thankfully. Okay, seems a little bit dull for them, so well, we'll see if anything can happen. Yeah, I don't really need to look much into fill the gap. There's none of the units proximate to an empty position to which a German unit is also proximate. I mean, they're all adjacent to German units, really. So, yeah, and we know this is all quite a tight line that they've got. So I'm not going to ponder too much with that. So I'm going to say that fill the gap's not going to happen. I think there's a good chance none of these will happen. Can't remember what the last one was. Withdraw under fire, units surrounded or in danger of surround. I don't think so. Oh, I might have to rewind here. Oh, don't tell me, Grant. I forgot these units had broke through here, so there is an actual German units proximate to this hex. Oh, damn it. That might have redeployed one of these units as out of contact, eh? Drat. Hang on. Yeah, I actually think that would have happened. So this is the lowest numbered unit in a stack of 8 strength. So it's out of contact. And I think it's going to redeploy to here. So within its core area it can trace supply. German unit was proximate to that hex. It's not in dangerous round. It's not in a German hill city or town. It's not adjacent to an allied unit. Yes. So unfortunately that's what would have happened rather than them activating. So what do I do with the 3 cards? Do I put them on top? Well, we know what they are now, don't we? So, not that we can really play around it, can we? I'm not sure if I should put them on top or shuffle the deck maybe. I mean, we know what's going to be the next allied activation, so. But then we don't know what core's going to activate next, do we? Well, I don't know if this is wrong with you guys or not. I wish I could ask you for a vote to see, but I'm going to put them just back on top. I feel by mixing them it's changing things. I mean, I know what these three cards are now. I don't see how I can play around it, really. Because once I draw a card to activate a core, if they're going to activate, they're going to draw these three cards. So I can't, I don't think I can game that. And I think by mixing that allied action deck, that just feels like that's wrong. That's changing what would have happened. But, I mean, because this is what would have happened here. I don't feel great about it, but that's what I'm going to do. Don't know if you guys would have done it differently. Like I say, wish somebody was here to ask, but I'm not going to stop the game just to go and ask you that. So I'm just going to take it like that. Like my thinking is that I don't know what core's going to activate. Don't know. I know the three cards. They're not going to be offensive cards, is what I know. So, but there's nothing I can't intervene by saying, oh well, if that core's activating, I can do this because I know these cards are coming. I can't do nothing about it. So hopefully it sits alright with you. It's not perfect. I know. I just should have taken a bit more care there. It was just the fact the last attack we made, we advanced these units, and then it opened up another possible hex. And to be honest, it's a bit of a pain, that guy going there, because I could have came in here and into here. I mean, okay, the 2 armoured units would have been there, but I'm starting to get through. I don't need to go for him. I could consider, I could have considered Liège. So him redeploying it there was a pretty good move from the Allies' point of view. But okay, I'm going to go with it that way. And that's that. Okay, I'm struggling to find. Sorry. Okay, I'm struggling to decide what to do. I'm frightened of this. Since I put the idea of no command card getting drawn, I'm frightened of losing the Army Group B card because, I've been talking. I've not had it for a few days. So I'm thinking about doing it up here and doing a camp group here maybe. I was going to grab the stack. Now remember the bottom unit that unfortunately is the look, he's out of fuel, which is a bit of a pain. But we grab these. I don't think I can put anywhere better. So, and I'd like to play another card if I could. So my thinking was maybe attack this unit here. And play a card, but I'm also struggling to find a card. If I was in fixed artillery range, it would be fine, but I'm not. So I'm either considering using a normal artillery, which I don't want to do. I'd rather keep that card, or a reinforced battle, which I can use, but I'm just burning it for the card, which feels a bit of a waste. But it would then mean I'd play 2 cards, I'd draw the last 2 cards in my hand at my draw pile, and then I'd see what I had left. So I'm going to be attacking with them and them. I think I've counted that to be 9 and 4. I think it's 13-3. So I've only got 4-1 odds. He's got an IP. And although he's surrounded, he's still got an out, as in he can retreat and not take a step loss, you know. So, and I know I talked about bringing these guys down, the second SS, which initially this was what I was thinking, and I actually try to maybe back these guys out. And I was thinking about putting these infantry in. I can only back these guys out to this hex though, because it's where they are. They can't go up here. It's 4 movement to go in there for them because they're breaking zone of control. That's as far as they can go. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they could actually go 4 and then into there if there was space in there. 4, yeah, but these guys backing out would cost 4 to move into there. And then they'd have nowhere to go, so that doesn't work. Then I thought, well, I could bring these 3 up to join the attack. But that's taking them north again. I was wanting to head them south. It's another 9 points of strength. What did I say? 13, so 9, 22 to 3, 7 to 1. Much better odds. They would still be on this road. I do have the second SS core card in my hand. I wonder if it doesn't make much sense, does it? I think if I do it this way, activate the camp group and then skip an impulse, and then I could maybe move the second SS again, this time with a bit more meaningful heading south. The only thing could be if they end up there, I'm saying they're on a road for strategic movement. If this allied unit happens to stay there, then I wouldn't be able to do that, so I've got to keep that in mind too. The decisions. I don't feel like making an attack in this. I mean, I've got 9 strength here, I think, as well. I don't feel like doing that. Okay, I'm going to do a camp group there. I'm going to move. This might be. I might need to zoom out here. I'm going to move 2 of these 9th SS units. Strategic movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into St. Vith, I think. Yeah, I think. Then I'm going to move this other unit 1, 2, 3 to help out with this fight, because the extra 3 points will take it to 16. It's going to be 5 to 1, which is better. 7 to 1 would have been better, but I think I do want to get these guys down here, because I've still got the second SS card, because I wanted to try and get some down to help get supply back for this guy. So they 2 are there. I can either move 1 or maybe both of them into here, hopefully, and then they can get a supply trace. And I've also got cover for St. Vith, so I can move 1 of them in, maybe. I might move them both, I'm not sure. I've still got this guy here as well. The tougher bit is to decide what I want to do with them. I mean, initially I thought, drop them back and put these 3 infantry units in there, 3 single step bracketed 1 strength units. I don't know, that doesn't feel great, Grant. Mind you, I mean we've got the big strength in Verviers. This was the other thing about bringing another unit in here. If for some reason we take a hit, now there's a two-step unit in the attack there, an infantry unit. Everything else is one step, so I don't want to start losing units, especially the ones that are in Verviers. So the other plan to bring this guy in was it was giving me another hit. I don't want to take it, but you never know what could happen. He will get to draw a card. He'll not get a defender because he's surrounded, but he will get to draw a combat tactic. So, got to consider that. Right, hang on. Right, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to move them 4. It's cost 4 movement points back into that hex. I just wish I could have got them onto the road, but you know. So at least they're just back there. So if I activate them again, and for some reason if the allies start doing something, and they're not far away from the action. So my last bit of decision is: do I move 2 of these, or do I move all 3 of them into here? I mean, this is victory points as well. Maybe I should just leave. I mean, not that anything can get in there. You know what? I think I will. I think I'll just move 2. There's 2 bracket units, keep zone of control, and then this one's in a town, so it keeps zone of control. Nothing can really get at that anyway. And I guess these guys just stay put, really. Yeah, I think they're just holding things here because they've got this armour unit, 3 armour units there, so I'm not necessarily wanting to push forward, you know. Obviously, if this guy hadn't come in there, I might well have done this same move and I would have brought him up, maybe brought him up here just to maybe try and then get this guy, the 2 guys surrounded, but obviously they split off and done what they done. Right, I think that's, right, hang on, that's the camp group marker. I'll put that on top because the guys aren't going to be doing anything else anyway. Okay, yeah, think so. Right, so these guys are going to attack. It's going to, now does that drop the IP? I think it must do, doesn't it, when you attack? Actually, no, I don't think it does. It says all units in a hex with an IP marker participate in a combat. This is the conditions to remove an improved position. An IP marker is removed in any of the following situations. All units in a hex with an IP marker participate in a combat as attackers. The IP marker is immediately removed. Well, the guy in the bottom, he's out of fuel, but he's not participating in the attack, so yeah, the way I read that is he's going to keep his marker. Never had that one before either. There you go. Well, I think that's right. And these 3 are going to attack, and this guy's going to attack. Yeah, and with doing this, I'm pretty sure I've decided not to play the other card, which does mean I'm only going to, you know, the part of the point in this was to play 2 cards, but I can play artillery, or I can play a reinforced battle, which isn't going to do anything. I can still play it, I believe, because well, these units and these units haven't moved yet, so I can use them to reinforce the battle. Pretty sure that's okay. Suppose I could use infantry infiltration as well. That's not going to do anything either though. Right, let's count up the odds first. I can decide, or can I decide actually? Well, I don't think I can, because if I'm declaring these as attackers, I need to decide and not declare one of these an attacker and then play the combat tactic reinforced battle to use them. Yeah. So I need to decide if I'm going to do that or not. Right, I don't think I am. I suppose I could backtrack a little bit until we start drawing things. So that's 4 strength. And this is 3, 6, 9. Yeah. And then 3 here's 12. So that is 16. 16. I'm making a mess of that. Top of the table again. In the longer arms. 16 to 3. So 5 to 1. 5 to 1. Like I say, I'm not quite decided but I would still be getting these odds, because if I use one of them to reinforce battle rather than just not do a straightforward attack, it'll still be the same numbers. So 15 to 1. So at the moment we'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that was the other reason of bringing them in. So I'm still, because I've got 1 elite there. At least one. I think there is only 1 elite. So I'm getting the 7 chip pools, because that was a worry when I realised if I didn't play the combat tactic, I wasn't going to get, and that's why I brought this other unit up. Well, that's another reason I brought the other unit up. It jumped me from 3 to 1 to 5 to 1 and gave me the extra chip pool. So the benefit to playing the reinforced battle is I take the second card in my hand, I get to draw the last 2 cards in my draw pile. I get an extra chip pool. And it's this card, and I had talked about maybe playing it to shimmy the 167 division units about and possibly back up some of the 58 core. I don't think that's really necessary, and the main thing is if we can get the supply line. So it's not that important, I don't think, and that's why I started thinking, well, why not just play that, Grant? Get the card at your hand, get the last 2 cards in your hand. You know what, I think that is right. I think playing the extra card is right, because I want to get to the end of turn now. If I could do it right now, I would take it, because we're in supply. So, right, I'm pretty sure you know what I meant. So some of these units wouldn't be attacking, right? Let's say it was a stack, and then I play reinforced battle for them to reinforce a battle. It's just doing the same thing, but it's letting me legally use the card. I think that's fine. So, and sorry about that. I got a call on my phone. It cuts the whole video off as well. I've got to start again. But anyway, I was just about to say that by playing the card, it gives me an extra chip pool. So I've got 8 chip pools, 5 to 1 odds, and I think we're good to go for this, aren't we? So that's me decided to play the card. So we'll get to see the last 2 cards in the draw pile. Yeah. Okay, so like I say, he can't get an undetected defender because he's surrounded, but he's still going to get combat tactics. So artillery and air power. Well, here we go again. Is this a good thing for us? The fact that it's the first army card that he was going to be drawing next. Deploy all first army reserves. Well, it would deploy the 7th army units that got put in the reserve units box. So that's all it would have done. Deploy the 3 units, but they got expedited. So, in some ways. But artillery and air power, that's going to be, well, we could get lucky. We could get unlucky though. Okay, nothing we can do about it now. We're in there. So, and it's, so he's in a, oh, is he in a clear hex? Oh, he is, look at that. He's got an IP though, he's in a clear hex, he's only infantry. We do have combined arms, yeah, there's an infantry unit under there. And he's just a green normal unit. I say the only thing's the IP. So, minimum of 2, maximum of 8, so I'll get the 2 and see where we're starting at. Look at the first chat. Eh? Oh, they G2 chat, that's brutal. So, well, fortunately we've got 1 hit on him and 2 hits on us. Kind of frightening now to draw. I mean, that's got 2 hits. That's, I said we had the 2-step infantry unit there, so that's 1 hit. That means we're losing a unit. We're losing either that or one of them with what we've got there, unless we can get an A-1. I mean, the D1 only takes the IP off him, so we need a bit more than that. I'm just going to get, I'm going to take all 8, I think. Yeah, I'll get the other 6. Well, it's just as well I didn't leave the camera on for that one, I'll tell you. There would have been some swear words. Dearie me, look at this. Look at these 3, and these were the first 2 that I drew. City, town, right? Remember he's in a clear hex. City, town, forest, woods, broken. Doesn't apply. City, forest, woods, broken. Doesn't apply. City, town, forest, woods. Doesn't apply. Where's the clear hexes? And then the next one, well, I got that one next. And then got a large attack. I say, okay, that's good, but forgetting that's not the priority. What is the priority? Allied air power. Oh dear. Oh, that's gonna be 4 hits on us as well, and it's not the 3 that, I mean, you know, when I paused the camera there, I thought, well, if I only get 3 hits, I could take 1 hit in the infantry and then disperse. You know, because I'm not really fussy about advancing, but now I've got a 4th hit as well. Which, I mean, okay, the good thing is I've got 3 hits on him. That is good, yes. But, I mean, come on. You know, clear hex, give me a clear hex. Okay, so there we go. 3 hits to him, 4 to us. Right, so 1 takes the IP away. So still 2 hits. So he's going to retreat. So he's only got 1 choice. And he gets to retreat into there without taking a step loss. Yeah. Yeah, now we've only got 1 hit on him, and he's got 2 steps, so, and if he flips there, there's still zone of control because there's 2 other units. Yeah, he's going to conduct a whole chance in there. Where are we? He's going to find the right bits. Hang on a sec. Right, so he's going to conduct a whole chance, so let's value the hex. What have we got? Well, it's a 3. And then it steps in defending unit, so it is only him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. It doesn't count the units in the hex. It says plus steps in defending units. So that's R2, so that's 5. All attackers across the river, no. If defending units surrounded or out of communication, no. If all retreat routes would require extra step loss, no. And +2 if defending unit have already retreated 1 hex. Well, they have, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, isn't it? So it's a 7. Rolled less than a 7, so if the result is less than whole chance, apply a step loss, otherwise retreat 1 hex. Well, I don't think it mattered what he was going to do there, really. In fact, I suppose the step loss is probably better for us. So he flips, but he's beside two other full strength units. I'll maybe put him down the bottom actually. Oh, the IP's there as well, isn't it? Right, hang on, I'll do this off camera. Okay, there we are. So I've got 4 hits to take. So I can take 1, soak up 2 with disperse. Which is that? Is that dangerous? Having dispersed units in a city? It means they get to... Alright, sorry, got distracted again. Yeah, it's not ideal. It means they get to ignore 1 hit, and we can't play combat tactics. Well, playing a combat tactics, maybe not that. I think it's a bit, we've not got any choice here, so I'm going to take a hit in this infantry unit, like I said. Then drop some, that's great as well, drop some of 3 to a 1 strength, but you know. As far as I'm aware, I've still got an IP. And then I'm going to disperse all these 3 stacks, and then so that takes me a bit. I've still got 1 hit to take, and I'm going to have to take it on this guy, I think. Yeah. Not good. That didn't go too well at all, really. Okay, I'll put dispersals on the other units, and there's nothing else. Oh, hang on. There actually is, isn't there? They'll build an IP, won't they? He's in a town. Yeah, that'll get to build an IP. Because he didn't move or attack. And he's not in a town or a city. Yeah. Well, not great, but... Okay, I'll clear things away there, and then we'll be coming back to... Oh, actually. I'll clear... In fact, I'm going to get to draw my last 2 cards, because I might have a wee break after this. So, yeah, so let's draw, let's see what we got. Oh, actually, we should have known that was coming, didn't we? Because we knew... And then... Right, I don't think that looks great. Well, we kind of knew we were getting that one, I suppose, so... Well, it could have worked out we were getting both of them, couldn't I? Because they're both primary cards, and you've got to get them within the day. Oh well. Okay, but that's a draw pile empty. 6 cards in our hand. The thing is, I'm not awful sure I'm going to make any other attacks, which kind of means that's 6 more impulses I'm going to have. Yeah, there's something wrong about that, isn't there? There's somebody shouting at me saying, no, just make a daft attack, Grant, it's fine. Okay, I'll clear things up there, and, well, I'm not sure if I got back right away, but we'll get an allied impulse back to you soon, guys. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Okay, we've got 6 cards left in our hand, nothing in the draw pile, but I feel like it's going to be a slow process of playing these cards out. So I think the allies are going to get a few impulses, and something feels wrong about that. Something feels I should just be making a daft attack and chucking a couple of combat tactics into it. Well, we've got an allied impulse first, so let's see what they do with this one. Oh well, there you go. It's just as well that I used the army group card, isn't it? Right, so we're going to get air power, and we know what that means. This is such a bad... Why did they do this? Why did they make this rule? It's horrible. So, we're going to carry out the air power event, then this is going... Then we're going to draw another card for them, because it's the first card draw in the day. So, the air power event is going to look for air supply first, which is remove an out of supply or isolate marker from one allied unit. There is none, though they did have an out of supply unit, but we destroyed it, so they don't have anybody that's out of supply. In fact, they don't have anybody that's in low supply in mind. So the enemy's onto the strafing runs. So we discard the highest CV card in our hand, and we're going to have to discard this. I know I was worrying about it and got that army group card played, but all the rest of my cards are 2. And I really wanted that to be able to move these units to get this guy a supply trace, hopefully. So, well, there's nothing we can do about it. So your choice of tide. So that gets removed. That gets discarded. The no command, the air power card goes into my hand. And that's that. So I've still got 6 cards in my hand, but I don't have the second SS. So then we draw another ally command card because of the, no command exception after the 22nd. If you draw the no command card first, you have to draw another one. It's just cruel. It's cruel, Mr. Butterfield, it's cruel. Okay. Okay, so there's nothing to deploy. These 3, checking for out of contact, redeployment. These 3 aren't out of contact. This unit is 1, 2, 3. It's not out of contact as well. There's a German unit proximate to that. I think that's only 4 units off 8 core around now. Okay, so no reserves or reserved redeployment. Assign 3 replacement points, well, they're all full strength, the units. So we're going to try and activate... we're going to try and activate the core. So let's go for my usual. Yeah, that can take an IP. So they're going to activate. Let's get 3 cards. Oh, right, okay. This is when we kind of know, isn't it? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Right, oh my god, look. Right, we've got fill the gap, withdraw under fire, and pull back. So none of the offensive ones. Let's just see if they do anything with that. So fill the gap works its way down. This would be the first one to check. All 3 of these units can't get to This is the only position X they could get to, but it's adjacent to other units, and it's not a hold value of 5 or greater. So nothing there. The unit further north. Now, could he maybe move? He can't go here, so he would have to go here. 1, 2, 3. He can actually go here. Ooh. Let me see if he'll do that. I think this unit might move down here. That's going to be rather annoying as well once I see where it's going. So it's proximate to an empty position where a German unit is also proximate. This German unit is proximate to this. And it's not in another Allied zone of control. Anyway, with it being... And it's got to preserve the line, avoid surround, protect VP hex. So it's not leaving a VP hex. There's no gap open up. This is where the line runs, but this unit moving down here does not open up a gap. So it's still preserving the line. And I don't think it's surroundable there. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Yeah, we can't get a unit in here. So I'm afraid he's going to come down here. And that's rather nasty because now this unit had moved in here to get this guy a supply trace. Well, this unit now can't trace supply because he's exerting zone of control into here. So I either have to get another unit in here or do something about this. So that's rather nasty. But I think it's right. So there we go. So that's the 4 units checked for fill the gap. Withdraw into 5. Units surrounded or in danger of surround. Well, I actually think there's a possibility that is this guy surrounded or is he not? Or is he in danger surround? Well, let me look. Okay, I actually thought that this unit wasn't. And well, actually, hold on. I should be looking at this guy first because we work our way down. He's not surrounded. Is he in danger of surround? No, he is not. This is the next guy, unit selector number 8. He is not surrounded and he's not in danger of surround. Or is he? Hang on. Well, this is a broken bridge. So this is the only unit that this unit could come across here. But it wouldn't exert, because it's bracketed, it wouldn't exert zone of control into here, so that, I mean, if that was an unbracketed unit, and that guy would be in danger of surround, I think. Yes, because zone of control's here. And then the unit would be here and the zone of control here, yeah. But, and then, like I say, this unit can't come here because this bridge is broken. So, no, he's okay. Then this guy, I thought at first he might have been actually surrounded or in danger of surround, but he can actually move to here. But, here's a good one for you. This unit here, bracketed, okay, can go 1, 2, 3. So I can go 1, 2, 3 into there. Now he's bracketed, you say. So he doesn't exert zone of control. Well, he's in a west wall hex here, so he does. He still benefits from it with it, as does this guy. They do in a town in a west wall hex. They still exert zone of control. So he could move to there, exerting zone of control here. Zone of control is already exerted here, 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 and here. So this guy would be surrounded. So this unit is in danger of surround, I believe. And is it in a hex less than 5 hold value? Yes, it is. Right, maybe I should have read on, shouldn't I? And proximate or adjacent to a hex in allied communication, not applicable to unit and map edge hex. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, he although he's in danger of surround, he's still you can still trace supply and communication because he's got allied units adjacent. I suppose it's not really asking that, is it? It's it is saying it is proximate or adjacent to a hex in allied communication, which it is. Both these units are in allied communication. Okay, so its action is move to a hex in allied communication, ignoring German zone of controls in the first hex entered. Move additional hexes if able, with preference given to a hex from which allied supply can be traced. Then a direction closest to the withdrawal direction. Stop upon entering a hex not in danger of surround. Okay, well, it's more than likely he's just going to move into one of these two hexes, and then he'll not be in danger of surround, and then stop there. And he can make this move because he gets to ignore the zone of controls from the first hex entered. Ignoring German zone of controls in the first hex entered. Yeah, so yeah, so although he's moving, if he was moving this one, he'd be moving from zone of control to zone of control, but it gets to ignore this zone of control in here, so he can freely move to here. And it's the same with this one. He's moving from a zone of control, but this is considered not zone of control for the withdrawal under fire action, right? I think that's right. Martin had brought up a wee chat about all this, about this card recently. Yeah, I think I've asked some questions about it before, and some folk, I think the thing Martin was asking, does it mean zone of controls for the first hex entered? Right, hang on a sec. Actually, I'm just having a glance at the thread, and it's going to take a bit more than my reading to understand what's going on with it. It is talking about this card though, so if you're interested, go and check out that. I think he's got it marked under as a poll. It's not really a poll, but withdrawal under fire poll. It's discussing the card. I think I need to read more, and yeah, I glanced over it before. Oh, hang on, he's got an edit. Maybe I do need to look at this. Hang on. Okay, I'm still not sure if I'm quite following what's going on with that post. I think what he's saying is, and I'm sure I asked this question. I'm sure you answered it as well, Martin. Asking about when I move this unit away, because I'm moving from I'm in a zone of control of a unit, so I'm moving away. Now, okay, I can ignore this. Let's just say it goes that way. So I can ignore that zone of control. So I'm allowed to make this move with the card that's been played. But does it cost me? Like, this would normally cost you, it's 3 movement and a woods for a mechanised unit. So does it cost me 3 movement because I'm ignoring the zone of control, or does it cost me 4 because I'm leaving a zone of control to ignore this zone of control? And that's the way I read it. I thought it would be 4 movement points. And I'm sure I asked the question, and I'm sure, like I say, I'm sure it was you, Martin, that came back and said it would be, you still pay the extra cost. And it looks like maybe that's where you've got some confirmation to say that that's not the case. I could be wrong with that. I maybe need to study that thread a wee bit better to see. I'm not quite sure what it's all going on about. But anyway, I don't think it's going to really be something we need to worry about in this situation. We just need to know if this unit's going to move from here or to here. So Move to hex, in ally communication, ignore in German. Right, so you can move to that hex or that hex, and then that's going to be able to stop then, because stop upon enter a hex not in danger of surround. Each one of these hexes won't be in danger of surround. So how do we decide which one? Preference given from ally. Move to hex and ally communication. Right, hang on, let me read the card properly. Okay, I've since looked back at the post that I made, and Martin did answer it, but he's put an edit in there as well, so I don't know if he's found something saying that it's been clarified. The zone of control is only ignored when entering the hex, so there is an additional 1 movement point cost to leave the first hex entered. No, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not in the right frame of mind now. It's giving me a sore head. I'll maybe need to look into this after this wee session. I don't think it affects us. What I'm really looking for just now is where this unit's going to move, because I can't seem to find a priority between the two. Whether I then just jump to, if there's still a choice, go westernmost, then it would go into this hex. I'll just see if there's something else talking about. Nah, I can't see nothing on the card that says how you decide between the two. I mean, it talks further on if you're moving additional hexes to closest to the withdrawal direction, but that's only after you move the first hex, I believe. Oh, hold on, is there not a rat on this? Hang on. Yes, there is, yes. The clarification for Allied action cards 19 and 20, withdrawal under fire. The preference given in the action description when moving additional hexes also applied to the first hex of the move. Okay, right, so the additional hexes go in a priority that is, ally supply can be traced, but both of them ally supply can be traced. But it's then in a direction closest to the withdrawal direction. Well, the withdrawal direction is this way. So just as well spotted that, because that was westernmost. So it looks to me like that unit's going to move to here. So it costs, I'm not sure how much movement points it costs them to move into there, because I'm a bit baffled by that post and some of the edits. I need to read through that a bit, but I'm just not, my head's not right for it at the moment. So he moves into there, but he stops upon entering a hex not in danger of surround. Well, that hex is not in danger of surround, so he can sit there. So that's good, fine. And the other two units were fine, so that's withdraw under fire out of the way. So the last one is pull back. So let's have a look at that. So unit starting hex, less than 5 whole value, able to move and out of communication or in danger of surround. Well, I've already decided that these two hexes weren't in danger of surround, didn't we? Oh, I wonder if that guy moving from there to there has an effect. No, because that's. Oh, is there infantry in there? Well, there is, but it's still 3 points to move into there for infantry. Yeah, I don't think we can get a zone of control on this hex, can we? No, we already talked about that coming across. Yeah, so I don't think either of the two units are out of communication. Well, they're not out of communication, and they're not in danger of surround. So I'm going to say that's that. And I bet they can both build an IP, can't they? Yes, indeedy. They can. So these two units are going to build an IP, and that armoured unit's going to happily accept the IP. And he's done his thing up there. So I'll put IP markers on these two hexes, and that'll be their impulse over. Yeah, I didn't mind this nonsense down here, but not chuffed about that unit moving where it's moved to, because we've just lost the second SS card through their blooming strafing runs. So remember I said it was going to bring that across to there. Well, then I thought, well, I've not used my any one unit move, so I could possibly use that to move it across. But now we've got the situation here, so what's more important, getting back in supply? I think it's probably here now is going to take priority over that. So whether I can get them both that way, I don't really think I can. But we shall see. Okay, that's the Allied impulse over. So I'll get another German impulse back soon, guys. Okay, cheers.